You're all doing well. We are going to be starting very shortly. The purpose of today's AMA is to give you a better understanding on what we are, our roadmap ahead. It's become very clear that many people don't understand what we're trying to do. So the team has suggested that I should really make do this to explain to you guys in a little bit more detail about what our plans are. In this meeting, I'm going to be talking about to give you an idea of basically what is this whole thing about pentagram swap with the WTF ecosystem, and I will touch a bit on the tokenomics outline, and of course, what are the benefits of doing this, right? And to give you an idea about how we're going to go about to do it. Now, so one of the most common question we have received since we introduced the idea of pentagram was, I invested in WTF token. Why should I care about pentagram? This was one of the most common question that we had, that people get confused. So this is something that I'm going to address now. If you look at the main chat, I posted a link before the call started on a very nice outline of our ecosystem, that gives you some idea about what our plans are. Right, the ecosystem basically means what this whole roadmap is about. So WTF token is not just one token, it's part of a whole ecosystem. So to say that you invest in WTF, why should I care about Pentagram? Well, you should, because as I've continuously, repeatedly said, is part of our ecosystem. Now, we introduced the idea of swapping your WTF token to Pentagram token when we did the last drop. And some people were very confused, understandably, because it is quite a complex ecosystem that we have. So I'm here to explain to you, right? So, so when you talk about a rebase token like WTF, right, it is no different from putting your money in a bank, right? So if you talk about the nature of the regular system that a banking system is, you put your money in the bank, you deposit your money in the bank, you get your interest, and that's how you earn your interest, right? So in a rebase token situation, you you do your interest is the rebase, and that's a very large amount, as you can say, it's a high APY, right? And that's what attracts most people to it. However, you have to appreciate that in order to be able to make it sustainable, it is not about just having a high API. The money has to come from somewhere. It's not about it's not other than if you're a Ponzi, right? If you're a regular business and you're trying to run a regular business with a high API, you have to get income from somewhere. So the source of our income, where to make this sustainable, is creating this ecosystem. And this is why we have been emphasizing on our ecosystem. People who don't understand it cannot appreciate, why are you talking about other tokens? Why are you talking about your products when you should be focused on WTF? Well, these are the things that is going to give you your rebates. These are the things that's going to make the whole ecosystem sustainable. This is why we talk about it, right? If you're talking about banking system, when you put your money in the bank, the money that you put in the bank use that money to loan to people, to buy houses, to reinvest it, and to do many different things with it. And they charge high interest, and that's how they get the money to pay the miserable 1% that you get in a year. So we have to do something to allow us to be able to afford to pay for this high APY. So don't fault us for trying to do that. Okay, pentagram is what is one of our key product, and it's going to be a very, very amazing product once I'm finished talking about it. We created this product PINFTAGRAM a while back, even before the idea of launching a token, because it's really a very interesting model that we have created, and we're very proud of it. Okay, I think most of you who would have received your NFT already, and aside from those people using Trust Wallet, everybody else will have received the NFT. Now, this NFT goes into your wallet; it belongs to you. Okay, so that is part and parcel of what we do. We mint NFTs, and the NFTs have a function. One of the next questions that we have was, what is this NFT about? Right. I will explain in a little bit more detail. Basically, the whole concept of the NFT is that this is NFT stands for non-fungible token. It is basically identification to show a proof of authentication. That's what NFT is. It's not about the JPEGs. It's not about having a pretty picture in your wallet. That is just a retail version of distraction to the public on the usage of NFTs, right? But the actual usage of NFT is a lot more than that. And that is why we got very excited when we created PINFTAGRAM, right? PINFTAGRAM is a application that we created for anybody to be able to mint their own NFT. And the purpose of minting this NFT is that you can use this for some kind of authentication in whatever way. Okay, an example is we have created within our application, we have created 7 smart contracts. Okay, we have already shared this information I think yesterday or the day before, that we have created 7 smart contracts within this application. So it's not a simple thing as just creating a token, right? It's more than that. There is a lot of usage and functionality within this application. There is 7 smart contract. There's the main contract. You can see there's a gram rewards contract. There's the NFT contract. There's auction. There's listing. There's offers, and we repeated that. Okay, but basically, what this tells you is that within this application, you create this. You have the ability to mint your NFT, and this NFT goes into your wallet. And why would you do that? Okay, this is where the earlier chart that I showed that I had explained, that I showed in the main, which shows the whole ecosystem, right? If you see the little boxes on the left, these that says to be revealed, these are the various tokens that we are going to be launching. On the right hand side, you see the pin flaps. Okay, this is precisely the roadmap that I had talked about a couple of weeks ago of what is our whole plan of creating our ecosystem. So we are actually on track. We are a bit delayed, but we're on track in the process of creating it, right? By creating PINFTAGRAM, it allows us to mint the tokens, which will allow us to create these other platforms to do what we want to do. For example, I already said about the part on creating this wills and obituaries. Okay, this is going to be a separate DApp that is it's considered a vertical, where we focus on a certain group of people that will be interested to create this kind of product. For example, you want to write a will, right? So you can write a will and you can mint it, and it can be your proof of authentication. Now, traditionally, there's no such functionality available. So we are going to provide this functionality, right? So this functionality will be available within our DApp. And this is where PINFTAGRAM comes in the back engine, because we will use the PINFTAGRAM platform to mint the NFT for the will, right? So I hope you kind of like get what I mean. Another part that we talked about was the idea of having PINFTAGRAM in social media, in HR, in therapies, being able to provide as a service. What does that actually mean? For example, maybe I'm a yoga instructor, right? I offer my services teaching people yoga, charging maybe $50 an hour. One possibility is I can advertise my services on whatever platform that yoga teachers do. Another possibility is I can mint my services as an NFT within the PINFTAGRAM platform in our DApp for service providers. We're going to have a DApp for service providers to offer their services, right? So within that platform, they are able to, we will have a category for maybe alternative therapy. So you may want to have yoga teachers to offer their services. They're not going to be able to offer the service within the DApp, but what they can do is that they can mint the service and as an NFT and offer this for sale within the DApp. And then maybe you are interested to try them out. So you can buy that NFT and exchange it for the actual product or service. So this is how it can work, right? By doing so, people will be able to offer any kind of service, any kind of product within our multiple platforms, right? And in exchange for that, they will be paid in cryptocurrency. Now, there's no such platform available today that allows you to do such things. We have this ability because we have PINFTAGRAM, and PINFTAGRAM allow you to mint the whatever services you have, whatever products that you want to sell on our platform. Somebody jokingly mentioned, are we going to be able to get Rolex titanium? Right. Now, if you are a Rolex titanium service provider selling this in the real market, you can sell the NFT at a certain price for a person to buy and claim against the actual product. Right. So instead of paying you cash, they're going to be paying you in tokens. How cool is that? Right? I mean, it if you use your imagination, it just expands our ability to be able to mint our whatever entity that we're trying to mint and provide it as a service and list it and sell it. Now, this I'm only touching on a very, very small part of the whole ecosystem. We are also exploring about using our NFT with financial services. Okay, we have a partners which we're talking to about collaborating with them to offer NFT bonds, NFT financial services that people can invest in. So it's exciting stuff, right? We're also talking about using NFTs to somebody asked my colleague, why would I want to mint this NFT when I can do and pay $1 for it when I can mint it for free on OpenSea? That's a very good question. Why would you do that? Because you have to appreciate that OpenSea is strictly a marketplace, right? When you go into OpenSea, you're buying and selling your NFT for Ethereum, and it's basically trading JPEGs, right? So we are beyond that. We are not talking about just minting and trading JPEGs. Where the NFTs that you have goes into your wallet, and you can do different things with it, right? You can we have this DApp, which I'm very excited about, for people to create their own journal. So the journal can be about your dog or your child or your whoever that you want to whatever that you want to talk about. So it's very interesting. You can mint your NFT. You can use this. You can take the NFTs and post it into your journal. Or I was giving an example to somebody. Say you have a dog, right? A lot of people have pets. You have a dog, and your life is you like to take pictures of your dog, you like to mint, you can mint them and post them in. You see, you have to remember when people talk about, but I can use Instagram. You see, the thing is, people don't understand when you use Instagram, Instagram owns your pictures. You don't own them, right? If Instagram should decide to shut down, you've lost everything. Okay, with our minting process, whatever that you mint, you own it. You will never lose it, right? So it is yours forever. And once a picture is minted, it doesn't go into a central depository. It goes into the outer space, right? So it's a bit like what do you call that? Napster. Some of you may not even have heard of Napster, but basically that is what happens when you mint your token, right? It goes into outer space, and that is some kind of link that is sent to you, and it belongs to you, right? So there's a lot more to this technology than just say I'm just minting a bloody picture. You know, it doesn't work that way. It's very sophisticated. It's very powerful. That is, it's just mind blowing. You know, and we were so when I was talking to Bunny and I was telling him this, and he said, "We are building the Amazon for NFT, right?" And you're right. That's what we're doing. We're building the Amazon for NFTs. Okay, so this Amazon is going to start from just minting JPEGs, and eventually it will evolve. Most of you are born, excuse me, most of you are born in the generation of Amazon. You will know how they evolve from a nobody to selling books to being the most powerful marketplace in the world. Why? Because they are flexible, because they receive their they have users from all over the world. They have partners from all over the world providing services, exchanging services, and that's what we're going to do. We are providing services, exchanging services using a very basic tool of our NFT. And this NFT will interconnect everybody. Now I digress. So what's this got to do with our token, and what's this got to do with WTF, or what's this got to do with Pentagram? So I'm going to explain to you the tokenomics and how it's going to work for us, and how it's going to work for you, and how you're going to benefit from it. We shared the basic swapping tokenomics recently, and it has been quite well received. A lot of people have swapped the tokens for Pentagram, right? So some people, of course, are saying, "Oh, the token price is so low anyway, I might as well swap." Well, you know what? When that is the danger when your tokens are publicly traded, that you are opening yourself to so many different people manipulating the price and all that. It's really not there's not much we can do about it. But what we can do within our ecosystem is to protect our loyal investors, and this is why we offer you this ability to swap your WTF token to Pentagram, right? This is the tokenomics that we have come up with. It's slightly different from your traditional tokenomics precisely because we do not plan to launch this in the open market for manipulation. But what we plan to do is you are able to swap your tokens to WTF, which is publicly traded, right? And this is a very important factor, because the fact that you can trade your a currency means that you have access to it in fiat currency, right? Because if you're able to trade, this is what you can do. So let me explain the process. Whatever WTF you have now, you can swap to Pentagram, right? The rates that we had originally intended to give out was 1 WTF to 100 Pentagram for pre-sellers. And then for tier 2 is 1 WTF to 50 Pentagram. But obviously, WTF in the open market price has tanked and dropped tremendously. So in fact, this makes it very attractive, because the price of one pentagram is $1. So if you swap your one WTF to one pentagram, 50 pentagram, you're getting the value of $50 for your WTF. So that really actually makes sense, right? I put in this chart, as you can see, one WTF for tier 1 to be determined. Originally, I was talking to our team. Originally, the intention was one WTF will give you 100 pentagram. But at the moment, it's going to be determined because we want to be fair to everybody. We want to protect our pre-sale investors. So you're most likely going to get more than 100 pentagram. I'm not committing the exact number now, but I can assure you tier 1 holders will definitely get more than 100 pentagram. Right. For those of you who were pre-sale investors but had already transferred to tier 2, you can reach out to our team and tell them what you've done. And then you will automatically, if you are a pre-sale investor, you will automatically qualify for tier 1, regardless of whether you transferred to tier 1 or tier 2. But this is only for your pre-sale token. This is not your tokens that you bought in the open market. Right, you have to be fair to us. You can't tell me I'm a pre-sale investor and you buy at $10 and expect to be able to get that. Okay, so bear that in mind. If you are talking about your pre-sale tokens and you swap it over, you're definitely going to get a much more attractive rate than anybody else. Okay, as always, team token is 10%. I mean, we work bloody hard. You can't expect us not to get anything, right? So what is the value of and benefit of holding Pentagram? This is a very exciting part. Pentagram, as I've repeatedly said, will mint NFTs. So minting of NFTs, they will get a share of 25% of the minting pot, right, to be distributed monthly. Of course, if the numbers goes up, we will adjust and distribute more frequently. Right. And other bonus is also you will get one share in 10% of income from other revenue. When we talk about other revenue, what do you mean? It could be like, for example, our platform will be used to mint for other people. We could be doing private labels and all that, and they could be paying us a certain percentage. So you will get a share in 10% of the income from that. We are talking about partnerships with other people. Details are yet to be finalized. So once we have all that, you will certainly be very, very juicy. So let me give you a rundown of what it means by getting a share in the money pot in the minting money pot. Right. So minting money pot, I'm sorry the words are a little bit small, but bear with me. Maybe you can try to make it a bit bigger. Now, we will send out the spreadsheet if you're interested. If you look at the chart, there is a buyer A to K, right? It's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. If you see buyer A, buyer B, buyer C, buyer D, buyer E, they all hold a certain number of pentagram tokens, right? Of this number that they hold, buyer B have 150 pentagram token, and he has spent $50 minting whatever that he mints, right? So he has already spent $50. So he has only 100. Sorry, hang on, let me see. 100. No, sorry, he actually has. Did I say 51? 15 times 3, 45, 48. No, sorry, he actually had 200, but he mint 50. So he's left with 100, 150, right? I think, unless I'm counting it wrongly. Anyway, the gist of it is that your pentagram token can be used to mint your art or your whatever that you're minting, right? So if you use pentagram token to mint, it costs you $1. Now, we also give you the option to mint in BUSD or mint in BNB because there are people who are not interested to get involved in tokenization and just say, just let me mint my product. So they can mint using BUSD. If you mint using BUSD or BNB, any other token, it costs you $2, right? So $1 if you use Pentagram, $2 if you use BUSD or the equivalent in BNB. Okay, so at the end of the day, you see that the total number of holders A to K has a total of 1,250 Pentagram. And the amount of money that was spent on minting was 250 plus 600 plus 4 BNB, right? So the treasury has a total of the total amount is divided. You will see that it's 250 plus 600 plus 4. And the dividend is 25% of this treasury pot. So in other words, it's 6250 plus 150 plus BNB, which adds up to $400, right? So the $400 dividend per share is $400 divided by 1250 tokens. So each share will earn 0.32 cents, right? So the person, buyer A, who owns 100 tokens, will get 100 times 32 cents, means $32 in dividend. Okay, so this dividend is calculated based on the number of minting, and you get a share of the 25% of the dividend. So that is just one part of how a Pentagram holder will benefit, right? So if you think about it, if you look at the numbers, if 100,000 users mint 10 NFTs each at one Pentagram dollar, the minting pot will receive $1 million fees. That's a big number, right? And to reach out to 100,000 users is not impossible based on what we intend to do. All right, our target number is a lot bigger than that, but I just wanted to give you a idea of the possibilities of this minting and the possibilities of how it's all going to work, right? I think it's if you work the numbers, you will clearly see that the potential is there, right? So this dividend that you receive will be in BUSD, right? And the dividend will be sent to be dropped to your wallet as and when it's calculated. Now, don't ask us when it's going to happen, because we don't want people to manipulate. It's like, for example, you know that it's going to drop tomorrow. Today I buy 100,000 and I'm going to get the drop. It doesn't work that way, okay? So that's why we will never announce when it's going to be, when we're going to work the numbers and when we're going to calculate the dividend, because there's so many manipulative people who will try to work the system. So it's not going to happen. We are not going to announce it. So you just have to appreciate that you will be dropped the dividend, and it's going to be in BUSD, right? It's very attractive. So that is one way you're going to earn. Now the next question is, you're going to say, okay, I have Pentagram token. What about my WTF token, right? How am I going to get back my cash? Because Pentagram token, maybe one day I need the money, I want to cash back my Pentagram. This is where we introduce to you TiggyDAX. TiggyDAX is our own exchange where we will enable the exchange of all tokens within our ecosystem, right? So you can, within this exchange, it will function similarly to PancakeSwap, except that it's not publicly listed. What will happen is you can change your Pentagram to WTF, and then you can trade your WTF in the open market. So same as if you want to buy Pentagram, the only way you can buy is if you buy WTF from the open market, then you can exchange for Pentagram, right? So it's very, very simple. And that's how it's going to bring up the price of WTF, because you need to buy WTF before you can swap for Pentagram. Now, if you understand this, you understand this is how it is going to bring up the floor price of WTF. So stop saying that we don't care about WTF. Okay, of course we care about it. That's our first product. Why would we not care? It's just that sometimes we just have to do things the right way before we can fix the situation. Just telling us to add LP doesn't help the situation, because what does it mean? When you add LP, you're just letting people sell off, and the people who benefit are the ones that are going to sell off. What we want to do is to make sure that we have a very strong utility, very strong ecosystem, that we have the income to support what we want to do. And the only way to get income is to make sure that your utilities work, and to make sure that whatever that you want to do within the ecosystem is in place. So it's not so simple as saying that, why are you not doing anything about WTF? I can't do anything about WTF if I have no utilities to make money, right? So you got to have income. Income is the most important thing, and this is why we are so focused on making sure we get income. Okay, so I hope I've made this very clear. I will open up the floor for you to ask questions. Please don't ask me when I'm going to drop the next 2 batch, because I already said it's going to be dropped in the next 24 hours, right? So please don't ask me that. If you ask me that, you're going to be cut off. But if you ask me a intelligent, valid question related to our business model, I'm happy to answer you. So if you've got any question, please raise your hand. I'm opening up now. It's your chance to ask me questions. Wow, I have no question. Okay, I've made it very clear. We will be, so before you ask any more questions, the next thing I'm going to say is, when are we going to release PINFTAGRAM? We are doing the final touch-up of the aesthetics to make it look pretty. I mean, there's so many different viewpoints of this looks good, that doesn't look good, whatever. If I start listening to all of you, I'll never get any work done. The important thing is, we're going to fix the aesthetics, and then we are going to release it to our titanium holders to take a look. If you qualify for titanium, please make sure you fill in the form, contact our people, and you'll be put into the titanium group, which is a lot more peaceful, and people who are in it are really interested in our business model, right? So we are very serious about what we're doing. Okay, we are not a route. Okay, stop calling us a route. Stop keep calling us names. I'm so tired of listening to all that. Okay, we are just interested, very interested in what we're doing. It takes us time. We're not the best. I know that. We're very slow, but at least we get things done. Okay, it will be done. Everything that we said we're going to deliver will be delivered. It may not be according to your timeline, but it will be done. All right. We're going to release the Pentagram probably in the next couple of days. People will be able to start using it. I have been asked that if we are going to extend our swap. Yes, we will extend it for a few more days. You can swap your WTF to Pentagram for a few more days. And then what's going to happen is, after you swap your WTF to Pentagram, what we're going to do is we will do the calculation, and then we will airdrop all the Pentagram to you. And then after that, you can start using Pentagram, because there's no point in us releasing Pentagram if there's no Pentagram token, right? So this is basically the whole process. It's how it's going to work. So stop asking us when it's going to happen. It's going to happen, right? It's just that certain things takes time. Things don't happen overnight. It will happen. It will take time. You're going to make money, and we're all going to make money. We're not in this just to for fun, right? Okay, I have a question. Justin, go ahead. Hi, are you there? Hello, Justin, you have a question?
Hi, sorry. Yeah, I do.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Basically, I just want to know a little bit more about the tokenomics of Pentagram.
It's posted on the chat. You can have a look. There. It's very, very simple. Okay, Pentagram is not going to be public listed for now because of the nature of the product. we are using this as a working utility, right? So whoever who holds it will benefit from holding it by virtue of the fact that you get a part of the money pot. So it's not going to be traded like traditional tokens where there's a lot of use and abuse. This is going to be very well protected. This is our way of protecting our investors to make sure that you get benefits from it. And that's why we're not trading it publicly. Does that make sense?
It does, but I'm really talking about, okay, so normally with a rebase token, we're getting rebates, right? With this one, it's
Correct.
based on transactions instead.
It's not so much of just transaction because there's a whole lot behind the pentagram model, because as I said, that is the minting. Okay, minting is just one part of the money pot that our pentagram token holders will get. There's also the marketplace. When somebody that just reminded me, I forgot to talk about that. The marketplace where somebody buys and sells, there is going to be some tax, and this tax percentage, a part of it will also go to the token holders as a reward. I mean, you will earn
Okay.
some benefits from it. Yeah,
Can I
does that
ask
answer
one
your
more
question?
question?
Yeah,
It
sure.
does. Can I ask one more question? It's to do with the same principle. What do you suggest as a strategy for how much you would suggest somebody hold? Like, would it be wise to go 50-50? Would it be wise to go, 20%, say Pentagram and the rest in WTF? Or should it be that we go all in on Pentagram and abandon WTF? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh my goodness. That's a question that people ask me all the time. Okay,
Mm,
I'm gonna say for the record now. Um, at the rate that we are at in the open market now, if I were you as an investor, okay, this is not financial advice, but this is what I
of
would do.
course.
All right.
Mm,
I would swap it all to pentagram, because at least for now, pentagram will be very stable, because you never know what people are going to do with the with publicly traded token. So it's not going to happen within pentagram, because pentagram is well controlled, and the benefits are going to be there because you are getting income from multiple sources, and it's just going to grow. However, if you decide eventually that, okay, I have enough of pentagram, I want to swap back to WTF, the option is always there. Okay, we don't stop people from doing it. So either way, there is opportunity, because clearly, by the way the model is, whatever that you have in, I mean, what the only way people can buy pentagram is through WTF anyway, and that eventually, when there is a the take up rate, WTF token price will definitely go up without
mm.
question. I mean, it's obvious, right? Because that's the only way you can buy it. So I hope that answers your question.
Of course it does, but that's why I wonder whether it would be a wise idea to go 50-50 then.
I can at
Because
this point.
because it
Go ahead.
or it's just simply because it's a rebase token. And
Uh,
if
of course, the benefits of rebates without a doubt is that, okay, but
mm,
there is always the stress of why is the price like that, So if you are, you do have a point. If you want to have the benefit of rebates, 50-50 makes sense. If you want to have the benefit of the money pot, going all in makes sense. So it really depends on what your what you want to do, right? So
yeah,
if you're somebody who wants to be very careful and want to have long term passive income, pentagram is the way to go. If you just want to have if you want to don't want to miss out, you want to have best of both worlds, 50-50 makes sense, right?
mm,
All right,
yep,
thank you.
yep. Thank
Right,
you, thank you.
okay, bye. Anybody else has questions? Okay, we have one more person. um Oops, I think you have disappeared. Okay, I don't see anymore. Somebody who had question disappeared. Okay. If nobody has any more questions, I'm going to wrap up. But please do fill in the forms if you have qualified for the titanium group. You're more than welcome to get in, and it will happen. We will answer any more questions that you have on the main chat, but please stop going on about us being a rug. Please stop going us about asking about the tokens. It will happen, right? Just give us time. Okay, we are not, I know we're not the fastest in getting things done, but it will be done. We're not here to scam you. We're not here to cheat you. We're here to help everybody to have financial freedom. We've always said that from day one, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Right. Thank you very much. I will see you again. Right. Bye.